That's point wrong way. Talking into your mic. Exercise.
There you go.
That's
You can't control yourself. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Welcome to the Ways and Means Committee. We are having some technical difficulties, but we will not let that keep us from holding our bill hearings this afternoon. We have a relatively short agenda, and they are all sponsor only. Let's begin with Delegate Cardin, please, for House Bill 82.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's good to see the Ways and Means Committee. I won't start with my normal, this is my favorite committee, but I'll say this is my favorite committee. My second, I think I said my second favorite committee. And my first committee I leave up in the air, I'm never sure. House Bill 82, this is John Cardin for the record, asking for your support for House Bill 82. This is a recordation and transfer tax exemption for common law trusts. And this would normally have come to the Judiciary Committee, but I guess because it's a tax bill, it's here. So my witnesses are not here. If there's any questions, we can do it after the fact, but I might be able to answer some of them. And I can bring in the experts from the Maryland State Bar Association, which asked me to put this bill in if necessary. Okay, so here's the problem, that currently Maryland law provides several exemptions for the transfer and recordation tax for the transfer of Maryland real estate. For example, transfers of real estate from an individual to an LLC wholly owned by the said individual would be exempt. Similarly, transfers from real estate from multiple individuals to an LLC that is owned by the said individuals in same proportions would also be exempt. And as a final example, if a business entity, like a limited liability company, a corporation, a limited partnership, or a statutory trust, transfers real estate to an LLC that is wholly owned by the said business entity, such transfer will be exempt from transfer and recordation taxes. However, trustees of common law trusts are unable to transfer real property via deed from the trust to an LLC that is wholly owned by the trust without incurring a transfer or recordation tax, and that's what this bill seeks to do. If you read the fiscal note, you will see that a trustee is currently prohibited from transferring real property via deed from a trust to a limited liability company that is wholly owned. And this bill would make it, not only under this bill, a common law trust will be able to transfer real property from the trust to the subsidiary LLCs that are wholly owned by the trust, and those transportation and recordation taxes would be exempt. That's what the bill does. I believe that the trust lawyers who have far more experience in this than I do would say that they use trust instruments to help protect people, protect liability, make sure that the wishes of the beneficiaries and the trustees as fiduciaries of those beneficiaries would be doing everything they can to protect that money and to protect the interests of the interested parties. And if they can't transfer into these LLCs that are also part of the trust, they would either be prohibited from doing that or they would have to pay onerous taxes. So the idea is to try and facilitate this. According to the fiscal note, yes, there will be a deduction or reduction in revenue because of that, but I don't believe that this is actually being used right now. So there technically is no reduction because it's not happening. And once we let it happen, we could actually have more business, more trusts come to the state, be more trust friendly, and therefore raise the tide and therefore probably bring in more revenue. That's it. I hope that you would consider it and give it a favorable, your subcommittee, I don't know, the subcommittee on taxes would give it a favorable report.
Thank you so much, Delegate. I see a question from Delegate Polakovich-Carr.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm not a lawyer. Maybe just something really basic here. What is a common law trust? I don't know what that is.
Right. So I'm going to go to the fiscal note. Hold on. A common law trusts are not, a common law trust is formed by agreement between the owners of a property or a business and a trustee or group of trustees. The trustees hold legal title to the property of the business and manage its affairs. So this would be a trust that I would assume is created without the benefit of the trusts and estates article, because it would be common law. I will certainly get you, like I said in the beginning, I don't know if you were here, I can't remember, but my witness failed to properly sign up, so they're not here, they know the stuff. I will get you that information.
And Madam Chair, if I can just ask a follow-up question, and I totally understand that, and right, it is great to have the technical witnesses weigh in too. So I guess, are these types of trusts, do you know, are they limited to just owning like real property, or could they own other kinds of assets? Like stocks or something?
Right, I believe that this is just real property. I believe it is. Again, I'll get you the information.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you again, Delegate, for the bill. And seeing no other questions, that ends the hearing on House Bill 82.
Thank you, and I'll get you those answers.
All right, next bill, House Bill 320, Anne Arundel County Property Tax Credit Rural Legacy Program. Welcome, Delegate.
Thank you. For the record, I'm Dylan Baylor, proud delegate for District 30A right here in Annapolis. Unlike Delegate Cardin, I'm happy to say that this is my favorite committee here in Annapolis.
Good job, good job.
There we go. I'm here with a relatively straightforward bill that was requested by our county executive and our Anne Arundel County Ag Commission. It is enabling legislation to allow the county to put forth a tax credit at the county level for properties in the Rural Legacy Program. As a way of background, right now, Anne Arundel County has 3 major agricultural land preservation programs: the Maryland Agricultural Land Preservation Foundation, which is a statewide program, and also a county agricultural and woodland preservation program, and also the Rural Legacy Program. Those first 2 programs I mentioned have a county property tax credit. The Rural Legacy Program does not. So the county and the County Agricultural Commission are seeking parity across all 3 programs. The legislation is supported unanimously by our county delegation, and with that, I respectfully request a favorable report of House Bill 320. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you, Delegate. Okay, seeing no questions, that ends the hearing on House Bill 320. Next, we'll call up House Bill 368 from the Prince George's County Delegation. I believe Delegate Roberts is here for this one.
Hello, friends. I think I know a few of you here. All righty, thank you. Madam Chair Wilkins, Madam Vice Chair Feldmark, and the esteemed colleagues of one of the best committees in the House, Ways and Means. My name is Delegate Denise Roberts. I represent the 25th District in Prince George's County, Maryland, and I am here on behalf of the Prince George's County delegation to present House Bill 368. This bill amends an existing law in Prince George's County that provides a supplemental property tax credit for senior homeowners, a law originally modeled after the successful and long-standing program in Montgomery County. The intention of the law is clear: to help our senior residents, many on fixed incomes, stay in their homes and age with stability and dignity. But sometimes even well-meaning laws need adjusting. I'm bringing this bill forward because of a constituent who came to me after her application for the credit was denied. She was over the income threshold, not by thousands, not even by hundreds, but by $17. She appealed to the county and was denied. She appealed to the state and was denied again. There was no flexibility, no discretion, and no mechanism to account for the reality that $17 should not be the reason someone loses critical housing support. House Bill 368 addresses this by refining the eligibility criteria for this credit. It sets a maximum gross income of $75,000, establishes a net worth cap of $200,000, and defines how the credit is calculated using a tiered percentage of income to make the benefit more progressive and better targeted. These updates ensure the law continues to support those most in need without being so rigid that it punishes people living on the margins. This amendment does not expand the credit, it focuses it. It brings fairness and flexibility to a program that seniors rely on, and it ensures our policies reflect not just numbers, but the real lives behind them. And for these reasons, I respectfully urge a favorable report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Delegate. Okay, seeing no questions, that ends the hearing on House Bill 368. We'll now go to House Bill 369, which is also from the Prince George's County delegation. Delegate Roberson presenting. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon, colleagues. Good to see you all, Ways and Means. To the Chair, to the Vice Chair, and to the Ways and Means Committee, I am Delegate Kent Roberson, representing District 25 from Prince George's County, and I'll be presenting House Bill 369 to you on behalf of the Prince George's County delegation. Just to give a brief background of what this bill does, it actually gives the county the ability to create, before I start, actually, I just want to say that if I mess up, it is because my intern, Zarina, actually wrote this, but if I do well, it's really her credit and not mine. It's really my fault, but I want to thank her for writing this for me and helping me get this together because it was thrown at me at the last minute. Nonetheless, this bill will give our county the ability to create a credit against existing county property taxes to take away some of the burdens that new businesses face in keeping their operations afloat. What it basically does is allows the county, which is of course enabling, so that's my favorite word here, I've learned in Ways and Means, is enabling the county to actually provide a tax credit to those temporarily granting them a grant tax credit to businesses and property owners that lease their buildings to businesses that follow a certain criteria. It will mainly increase the money that is coming to our community and will help us attract businesses that all of us are trying to do, especially under the governor's support in trying to bring businesses back here to Maryland. And we are very much supportive of that. Just want to note that the tax credit grant may not be more than 10 years, as you see in the bill, and it is only for Prince George's County. And the tax credit, of course, allows for eligibility for employees to have at least 10 employees, new employees from the county in particular. So with that, I urge a favorable report for this bill, House Bill 369. Thank you so much, and I'll entertain any questions and call upon Prince George's County support, who is also represented here by Ms. Teresa Hessler as well, who can speak on behalf of the county if there's any major questions.
Thank you, Delegate. Seeing no questions, that ends the bill hearing on House Bill 369. Let's go into your next bill that you're primary sponsor of, House Bill 359, Property Tax Credit Urban Agricultural Property Alterations.
Thank you so much. Again, for the record, Delegate Kent Roberson here from District 25 from Prince George's County, and bringing House Bill 539. In particular, this bill was reintroduced. It was introduced last year, and I'm sorry, House Bill 359, got my numbers mixed around. This bill is being reintroduced as the Urban Agricultural Property Tax Credit, and it allows, in particular for Prince George's County, is who I'm focused on, but I just really wanted us to look at the fiscal note. There are only 3 jurisdictions that have this Urban Ag Tax Credit: Baltimore City, Montgomery County, and Prince George's County. And what it does, it allows the Urban Tax Credit to widen the scope to include others. And if you see listed in the bill, it includes beekeepers, those that are, and urban ag, just to be clear, is for those that own 1/8 to 5 acres of land, so anything that's within that scope. But it expands it to include those entities that have been left out, as we see more beekeepers coming on, those that are doing compost wasting and the like. And I just really want us to look at the fiscal note in particular, because what I found really eye-opening is that all of these counties in the city are undersubscribed, so it does not really provide for a decrease in funding. If you look at the fiscal note in 2023, and excuse me, if you look for Baltimore City, it did not provide any property tax credits for fiscal 2024 or 2025. And Montgomery County has provided tax credits to only 7 property owners. It has over $24,000 available and has not used nearly enough of that. And in Prince George's County, only $4,400 of tax credits have been given out. So we are really trying to push for those individuals who are engaged in making and beautifying our land and providing sustainable resources to our community to continue to access these opportunities. So with that, I urge a favorable report on House Bill 359. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Delegate. Seeing no questions. Oh, we do have a question. Delegate Bob Long, please proceed.
Thank you. Just trying to clarify, so what you're saying, an eighth of an acre, as smallest as an eighth of an acre, would that be like a 50 by 150 size?
I'm not good with measurements, Delegate
Okay.
Long, but yeah.
So in other words, an individual lot that has a home on it and they could have bees or whatever?
Correct.
Okay.
Based on, like,
Thank
so
you.
for instance, like your backyard, yep.
Delegate Wims.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wasn't going to ask a question, but since the delegate did, and you may not know the answer, we're trying in Montgomery County to get more beekeepers, I guess you would call it. So my question is there a large or growing number of beekeepers? I think it's in Prince George's.
There is. Actually, we have one right outside of my district. Well, actually, the beekeeping is actually in Seat Pleasant, but there is actually there are clubs, I guess you could say, of beekeepers. One is based in Bowie in particular. So there's a growing number of individuals, and I know of another individual who actually does it lives in an apartment. He wouldn't qualify for the tax credit, but he does it off of his balcony in his apartment. So definitely a growing population. And we need beekeeping.
Yes.
If you're unaware, they are actually declining in population. And so they, of course, allow for the pollination of our agriculture, especially to ensure that, we continue to thrive when it comes to our vegetables and fruits.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you, Madam
Thank you.
Chair.
Delegate Palakovich-Carr.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Delegate, for the bill. So I just wanted to ask about the impact of some of the wording in the bill in terms of removing the 1/8 of an acre minimum size and maximum lot size of 5 acres. Is your intention then that the county could just choose their own minimum and maximum to right-size it for however they saw fit?
Correct. And then it also says that as long as it's not assessed as agricultural land. So, for zoning rights, you have those that are under agricultural land and you receive tax credits under that. So as long as it's not within that, it allows for individuals who are just doing it, say in their backyards, to actually access that.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right, any additional questions? Seeing none, that ends the bill hearing on House Bill 359, and that ends our hearings for the day. Thank you, colleagues.